Hello everyone, good evening, and welcome to Autodesk 3ds Max online demonstration program at Scikit Center. My name is Setu Nandania, and I am a Autodesk certified instructor. Right, and let me continue with a small introduction about this software. What is the exact application of this software? And why this software is so useful, right? So 3ds Max is a software for 3D modeling, animation, rendering, and visualization. So the main purpose of this software is animation and rendering means your image creation process, right? So rendering and animation will be the main output. The output of this software you can use for the modeling purpose also, right? And for the visualization purpose also. But this software is not useful for that drawing creation purpose, right? This is not the similar software with AutoCAD or Revit software. It is purely software for the visualization only, right? So you will get all the parameters of the visualization. I will show you some of the parameters in depth. Very good evening. Yes. So here we have some modules, some important tools about this software, that it is very easy and robust modeling software, right? High-end rendering means the rendering support that this software provides is very amazing, and it's a cutting edge technology actually we can say, right? And it's very easy to use, and visualization capabilities, efficient 3D animation is there. You can animate almost each and everything in this software, right? It's very flexible. Then manipulate animation directly, it is possible in this software. I will show you the camera animation and all. Please students, try to keep yourself mute during this session, so we do not have any kind of voice disturbance over here, right? So please try to keep yourself mute. If you have any questions, you can use the our chat box. I will frequently check that. Any kind of problem like my voice is not appearing to you clearly, right? My voice is not clear, or the screen is not visible, then you can immediately inform me. Then the rest, we have ray trace render. Also, we have VR support, AR and VR, right? Augmented reality, virtual reality objects we can create, effects we can create in this software. And this software is a sorry, Sarabjot, but there are so many participants from all over the India, and that is why we need to continue in the English. But if you have any questions, problem, just ask me. Okay, I will explain you in the Hindi. So this is a very vast software, and there are so many plugins available for this software. You will find numbers of plugins for this software. So this is a endless software, you can say. 3ds Max is a endless software. One of the biggest plugins that you all know is a V-Ray. V-Ray is the rendering program that we generally use, right? So we will discuss entire course curriculum over here. So before we continue here, we have some short history about the software. So originally it is created for the DOS platform, right? And the name was 3D Studio. Then it was adopted by Autodesk, and it is renamed by 3ds Max. That means 3D Studio Max, right? And it's a computer graphics program initially. Then it was developed for the C. It is first of all just a computer graphics program, 3D computer graphics program. Then this software was developed for the media and entertainment purpose. That means for the character animation, that cartoon movies. I hope Tom and Jerry is that you all have no idea about that, right? So that type of character animation cartoon movies you can create with this software, 3ds Max, 3D Studio Max, right? Also some animation shots are edited in this software, or Which one? That Avatar movie is there, right? So there are so many graphics are added with the help of this software. Also we have similar software, that is Maya, which is also a product of Autodesk, right? Then it was actually plugin for the one plugin was added for the architectural purpose also. So now this software is also used by the architectural field for the civil animation and civil visualization purpose. So that module was added, that wall creation, doors, windows and furniture. So these are the things was added in this software. So in this way this software actually developed. Right now 3ds Max have shaders, then ambient light and occlusions, and also some dynamic simulations are there, particle systems are there, right? Normal mapping, global illumination. And these are the topics that this software right now offers us. Some other software also we have. This SketchUp is actually a 3D modeling software like AutoCAD, a simple 3D modeling software. But you can plug in a V-Ray for this software, and you can create stunning images also, right? But the control will be a little less than this software, because this software is quite bigger than the SketchUp or other software. Then we have Autodesk AutoCAD. This is a drafting software, right? For the drawing purpose we mainly use, and also you can create your 3D model in this software. Also, we have Autodesk Revit Architectural. The based on BIM, this software works, right? Provides you the all the information of your model, the walls, volume, the number of doors, all the equipments you have in your model. This software, this Revit Architecture provides you the information for that. And you can call your Revit model or a AutoCAD model or a SketchUp model in 3ds Max environment, and you can use a Max materials, textures, lightings and camera for the immersive visualization, right? So now these are the some organizations we have. Some pre-requirements: you must have a operating system with a Windows base, right? MS Office, sorry, Microsoft Windows based operating system you need. Also you should have some basic knowledge about civil and architectural engineering, all the, or you should have some basic knowledge about the field experience also. It is also fine. Then if you have a knowledge about AutoCAD and Revit, then it will be very helpful for us, right? Because the modeling task will be a very tough portion in this software. So generally we create our model in AutoCAD or a Revit, then we take it to the 3ds Max, then we perform our interior task over there, right? Some exterior settings that we can create with the help of 3ds Max modeling, and we apply materials, textures, lightings and camera. So here are the course content that we have. This is a quite lengthy program, right? A little lengthy software than the others, but the modules are less. See, first we have modeling. So modeling almost contains your around 15 to 20 lectures of modeling only, right? In this software. Then we have texturing. In the modeling, you will also find the curtain system, that clothings, tablecloth, blankets, right? Flag, curtains, then pillows. So these are the equipments you can create with the help of curtain system also in the modeling. Then in the texturing, we have mainly two types of textures, that Scanline and also the Autodesk Material Library that 3ds Max provide in the inbuilt render. So mainly we have two types of render in the 3ds Max. One will be a Scanline, and if you are using older one, then you will find a Mental Ray over there. And if you are using newer one, then you will find a ArtCAD, uh, ArtCAD or render over there, right? Then next we have lighting. So in the lightings, you will get the Omni light, spotlight, and also the direct light over there. Also we have skylight, then sunlight effect will be we can create, and there are so many other lighting supports we have. Then we can create some kind of lens effect, also volume effect. So these are the effects that we can generate with the help of this lighting tool. At the end I will try to show you the example of all these lights and the renderings. So in the rendering, first we need to learn about the camera placement, right? Then camera setting and the render setup will be there. Then the next we have animation. So in the animation we have actually two things: the camera animation and the component animation. So in the component you can actually open your door, that moving car will be there, right? You can open your what you can say, a gate, doors, that fan animation. Then also we have some dynamic animation. So in the dynamic animation we have a rain effect, snowfall, fountain animation, right? Fan animation, television animation also is there. Welcome Tanis. I hope my voice is clear to you all. There is some kind of problem with the Sarabjot. So please students, is there any kind of problem with my voice? It is loud and clear or not? Give me your feedback in the chat box. My voice is clear, right? Okay, good. No problem. So Sarabjot, that's due to maybe internet connectivity from your side, right? Okay. So these are the dynamic effects that 3ds Max offers. We are discussing about that path animation is also there, right? Fountain animation, rainfall, snowfall, fire animation is also there. You can generate a fire effect. Then 3ds Max with V-Ray means the V-Ray is again a rendering program. As I told you that 3ds Max have inbuilt two render programs are there. One is the Scanline, other one is the Mental Ray or ArtCAD if you are using newer version, right? And this is a third one that actually we plug in with this software, and it will again provide a V-Ray texture, that means V-Ray material, V-Ray lighting and V-Ray rendering. So let me discuss each of them in details. So in the modeling, see these are the tools we have: lathe, loft, mirror, FFD, 4x4x4, smooth, bevel, ripple, sweep. So these are the tools we have for the interior design purpose. And for the workout, see we have this editable poly option, right? Editable spline also we have. So these are the tools that we will learn. We have wall, doors, windows, foliage, stairs, railing. So these are the architectural options we have. Also we have Boolean operations, right? So these are the our modeling tools. Then next in the material or in the texture, we have a scanline material and also Autodesk material library, right? As I told you, two inbuilt render we have. Then we can we will run about the applying material, material modification, material creations, editing material and applying bitmaps. So you can see this is the exact effect of applying material in 3ds Max. It will give you a perfect realistic image. See the texture of this wood and that green shades on that, right? That's due to that rainfall, that due to that water, that shower will be there, right? That green shadings. So this type of proper output you will get in the 3ds Max texture. Today I will try to show you about the texturing. Then next we have lighting, and as I told you that we have two types of render, so obviously we have two types of material, two types of lighting. So in the lighting we have actually this content is by mistake. So in the lighting, actually we have, just a minute, omni light, spotlight, target spot, direct light, and target direct, then skylight is there, then sunlight. So these are the lights we have. Okay. So these are the lights we have in the 3ds max environment. Then the next we have rendering. So as I told you, we have scanline and mental ray. These are the two renders, and you can generate this type of output with this software. The curtain material, the proper curtain material, the wall material, the reflectivity of each and everything, right? The clear glass materials we have. So these are the things, and also you can plug in V-Ray, right? So V-Ray, when you are going to plug in this V-Ray for the 3ds max, again you will get a V-Ray material editor, a V-Ray lightings. So there are the some other types of lights for the V-Ray, and a V-Ray camera over there. And V-Ray camera provides you a better control than our regular camera. So that is also covered in our syllabus. So now let me continue with the 3ds max software. So here I am going to share a screen. So this is a welcome screen of 3ds max, right? And today I will show you some of the modeling tools. Then we will continue with the materials. Also we'll discuss about some basics of lightings, and also some renderings, right? And I will show you some of my images that my students have created. So let me begin now. So here I'm going to close this thing, and this is our 3ds max environment. On the top, these are the tools we have, and over here we have our menu bar. So from this menu bar, actually you will find everything that this software contains, right? But generally we prefer from here, from the right side, we have creation tool, modification tool, also hierarchy. And in the creation we have geometry, shapes, lightings, cameras, right? So we generally prefer everything from here. Then these are our viewports. On the bottom we have this track bar, where actually these are the frames. Right now it is 100 frame. So you should have some basic knowledge about that studio and camera, right? That videos are containing the frames per second, right? The film size, so the resolution. So these are the things, pixels. So these are the things that you should have some knowledge, or we will discuss them also, right? Then on the bottom over here we have, these are the tiny 5 or 6 tools we have for the camera animation. So let me begin with some basic modeling tools. So here we have standard primitives. So you can create this type of simple objects, cone, right? Then sphere, then we have tube. So these are the objects we have that you can create with the help of. Then we have torus, right? Teapot also we have that directly available. You can manipulate them also. You can modify the transfer with the help of these transformation tools. And lastly we have a plane. So I am creating one plane over here. Now see, there are so many settings we have. So with the help of that setting you will get the exact idea what is actually going to happen. Now see, I am placing this plane somewhere over here. Now from the front view I am also creating one more plane. and from the left view I am also creating one more plane. So actually I have created three planes over here, right? And let me arrange them properly like this. And then I want to place these equipments over here. This should be here. I want to place this teapot on this box like this. And let me take this object over here, and this should be not this one, this should be here. And let me take this thing down. If you want to rotate your object, you can. I want to rotate it like this, and then I want to translate it somewhere here, right? And this should be here, and I want to rotate it in this direction, and with some value minus 90 degree, and again transformation tool in the Z direction. Let me take a little up. So in this way actually I have arranged these objects, right? And I want to render this scene. So before we render it, let me check our render setup. It is default scanline, and we have a minimum output over here, and I am going to render it with the help of this shift Q, and you will get this type of output. Now I want to enlarge this portion in my render, these planes, right? And here we have some broken edges on this teapot, so let me fix that also. So I'm going to render setup again and make sure that this force two-sided option is turned on. Now select your plane, and instead of going to modify its length and width, what I want to do, I want to modify it in a render count only. So in the render multipliers I am going to multiply it by 10. This is also I am going to multiply by 10, and this bottom piece also I'm going to multiply by 10. So what will happen, it is over here, it's quite small, right? But in the render it will give you a wide output, bigger output, right? So when you are going to render this thing, make sure that this cone is visible, right? Slightly visible. Now render it. Now see, these faces are actually extended. You can apply your materials over here also, and let me apply some material. So for that actually I am going to use mental ray mode over here. So with the help of this mental ray actually you will get a material library. So here we have a Autodesk material library where we have some ceramic material. So let me apply this navy blue to somewhere, this icy white, right? Then also we have some tiling material, fabric material also we have. So we will apply some kind of this texture to some material. Make sure you place everyone separately so it will be easy to handle. Now let me apply them. So I am going to select this teapot, and I want to apply this white uh, material to that, and select it. It's a porcelain, glossy, and everything is fine. Let me check that in our render, right? White is so bright. So hit this shift Q. Okay, so it is quite good right now. So it is not that much bright actually. and we are in a orthography mode. Let me switch back to the perspective. Now it is fine. Let me add our own light over here. I want to place one standard light, omni light. Press W and take it all the way up, and in the modifications I want to reduce the intensity of this light 0.5, right, and now render it. Okay, so now lighting is proper and you will get this small specular over here. See, due to that light we actually get a specular over here. Let me apply some other materials to the other objects, right? So again go back to the material, or instead of this arrangement let me discuss about the lightings in detail. So let me delete this and arrange a very simple arrangement over here. So here we have a plane, and on this plane actually I will apply some kind of flooring material. So in the material we will add tiles, not this one. Okay, so here we have some. Let me check this one. Okay, this is fine. So I'm going to select this, turn this thing on, and click on assign. Okay, make sure your render setup is fine. So go to the assign render, and here we have a mental ray on the both active shaders, and both should be mental ray. Make sure your material is on. We are not getting the exact effect. Maybe I need to restart this because this is a very large software. UVW map and a planner, and I want an effect of 1 inch by 1 inch. Okay, that is why the image is quite large than our expectation. So let me check the size of this plane. It is too small actually. Let me take around 10 feet by 10 feet. Okay, now it is visible. See, so now this plane is 10 feet by 10 feet, and in the mapping actually I want a effect in 10 inches. Not the 10 inches is too large. 0.1. Okay, that is fine. And 0.1. Now it is fine. So here we have some kind of floor, right? And let me create couple of teapots over here. Or if you want to convert your teapot into some other object, that you can also see. I want to convert this teapot into a cup, and select it and turn off this lid and this spout. So it is now cup, and this I want to convert into a glass. So this handle and this lid and the spout, I actually remove all that thing, and I'm going to scale it in the Z direction. So it is fine, right? Let me reduce the size a little bit. Also I want to create one bowl over here. So let me create one more teapot. So you can use the same object to create so many things. Turn on this lid. I want to take it down like this, not like that. Okay, this is fine. And now I want to scale it like this and scale that down. Okay, so this is fine actually. So these are the way to create different types of object with the help of the same tool, right? And now I'm going to place one light, our simple light, over here, and you will get the complete black output. And let me increase this plane a little bit more, 25 feet by 25 feet. We have a wider floor. And now select this light and we will discuss about the lighting settings. So first of all, this is our intensity multiplier. But right now when you are going to render this scene, okay, so let me render it for now. So shift q and you will get your render output. And see, initially you will not get any kinds of shadow over here, right? Actually this render is taking too much time, so I'm doing one thing. I'm going to change my render engine to the default scan line, so we get a quick output, but that floor material will be removed from there, right? Because in this is our mental ray material, that is why. So in this render you will directly get this output, but this effect of this material will be not proper because that material is from mental ray. So this is our actual camera ref frame. Okay. So in the render output, actually we want to get that shadows, right? So for that, select your light and here you will find these shadows. Now render it and you will actually get the shadows, right? But the shadows are not proper, so make sure your shadow engine is advanced ray trace or shadow map. The next we will find the this multiplier for the shadows also. So if you go to the shadow over here in the shadow parameter, so here we have a density, let me increase that. Now we will get a dark shadow little, let me increase it more, 25. So it is again a little dark shadow, right? But that is this is because of this color. Let me remove this map actually. Now it is fine. See, that is because we are using the some other material. That is why you are getting that type of output. Now it is fine, right? And so many parameters are there. For example, I want to remove the shadow of this flask, right? Because I am taking my image from this point of view. I don't want this shadow over here. So you can actually exclude that shadow from the light source. So just select your light and go to the modifications, and here we have exclude, and I want to exclude shadow casting of teapot 4. Take it over here and hit OK. Now render it. See, you will not get the shadow of this teapot. So these are the things that we have in this software. Now let me discuss something else in this software. So let me call some other file to this format. So I am going to bring, or I am going to import a AutoCAD file over here. So you can directly import your AutoCAD file. So from this PC and maybe over here. So here we have one model. So I'm going to open it and you will find a couple of options over here. So you need to have a knowledge about all these options. So try to use this entity right now and hit OK, and you will get your model in this file. It is somewhere here. See this small dot. press zoom key or you need to zoom in like this. So this is a very far away. Go back to the orthographic and press Z. So here we have that model. Now the first task over here that you need to do is to create a even tone color over here. So from the material, just create a simple material from the standard. I'm going to choose this standard material, and ambient color should be little of white. Okay, and apply that color to your entire model. Why it is so much glowing like this? Self illumination is actually off. So I think we need to restart this software. It is actually too much glowing. Okay, so there must be some problem. Just a minute. I'm going to restart this software. See, Pratham, bitmap is just a part to take your image from the computer, right? So with the help of bitmap, you will take a image from your computer. It is not the entire process of creating material, right? We will discuss that in this class. See, still we have some time. So let me call that model again, import, and that model is over here. Yes, okay. Choose the entity options and okay, and go to the orthographic view and take this zoom. Do one thing first of all, select entire model and make a group, and you will get a common point over there. So press W for translation and make sure it is at origin like this. Now you can select it and make it ungroup, so it will be again separate, right? And your file will be at origin. Now you can apply that material. Let me try now. So M render setup, material editor, and let's have a standard material, and the ambient color should be this much. Specular should be little low. Okay, it is still too much glowing, so we will get the same effect as we get on the others, but not that much, which is fine. Now let me discuss about that bitmap. Pratham, here is your answer of your question. So I'm going to create a perfect model for that, for your example. See, and let have a sphere, and the size of this sphere we will take around 20 feet, okay, or 2 feet. Okay, so this is very tiny model, that is why. So it's a 2 feet. Make sure our unit is proper. It's an inches, which is fine. Here I have entered 2 feet, which is also fine. Okay, so now over here, say we are creating one material, this standard, or you can use this race trace also. Both are almost same, but the standard will give you a basic material. If you work with the race trace, it will give you a little advanced material effect. So first of all, I am going to assign this material to this sphere. So right click and assign it. Now what I want to do, I want to add some images over here. So mainly we have so many things over here. See this diffuse, this glossiness, illumination, transparency, bump, environment, index of reflection, right? So these are the things we have, and we need to add that type of material for everything. So first of all, I'm going to add that maps over here with the help of this bitmap. See, uh, that maps are at the same location. Okay, here we have that maps. So first of all, I want to take this material. Okay, so this is our main material. Let me add other. This one open, then this one is also open, then so actually I'm adding, these are the different images we have that we need to create with the help of Photoshop, right? And then with the help of this image, actually our material is created. Material is not like just a image. You need to provide so many things over here. Now see, you will get the exact idea of this material. For example, I am going to add this map to this bump, right? So it is not visible over here. If you are going to view it in this, see, you will get some basic idea, right? Let me increase the effect of that. So in the maps parameter, actually I am going to increase the value of this bump, let's say minus 100. Okay, see, these textures we need. So now when you are going to render this sphere, you will get this kind of output in the render, right? This is very necessary. Let me create one more sphere with a same value, 2 feet. See, I'm going to compare everything over here, so please stay focused. And here again one more, this ray trace material, and this material I'm going to apply on this geometry, assign. Now see the render effect of both, the texture on this and the texture on this, right? Now the next what will happen, I am going to apply my main material. This image is my main material, and I am going to apply that to the diffuse, and I am going to also apply this to this diffuse, right? So in the both I actually have applied this material, but the render output of this both sphere will be different because of this bump map. See, you will get this type of effect on this, and this is just a flat, right? There are so many other things also we have that you will get the output in the render only. That is why we need to add this much things. So 3ds max provides you a very in-depth control, a very better control over here. See, I am going to actually open a preview window for you, so we have a quick review. So see, this is the effect. Let me remove this bump, so that effect will be removed, right? Let me add this black and white image to the bump, so again you will get that effect, right? So whatever portion you have black in some depth and whatever portion you have white in some height, if you attach this image over here, and the reverse output you have, so you can add whatever output you want. Then also we have reflectivity, transparency. So for example, I want a transparency map, this one. So accept this black color, whatever color we have white is going to transparent, right? Let me remove this and add this one. See, the whatever portion we have white in this image is going to transparent. Then similarly we have glossiness, so I'm going to add this one over here. So see, whatever portion we have black will be glossy. And this map also you can add it in a opacity or in the glossiness. Then also you can add it in the specular color, that I want only that specular effect on these gaps, right? So we add this over here. Now I want a self illuminated border, so this actually I have added over here. So we have this effects, and this bump should be in the bump, which is actually fine, right? And now I'm going to add my main material. So this output and the render, it will give you a stunning output compared to the others, right? So now check the effect, output effect. So this ball looks like a gaming ball, gaming object, right? That complete glowing effect, that speculars and the gaps and the textures. So I hope you all get the idea about these maps and image creation tools. So you have the exact idea about how depth this software it is, right? Similarly, we have so many lighting controls. Actually, I'm going to show you that from this Google. So here we are. So you just need to search only one thing in the Google images. Let me add lens. So see, these are the effects we have, that this light is actually glowing. This text we have, right? Then this type of specular, this rainbow we have. So this type of lighting effect also we can add in the 3ds max, right? And this effect is known as lens effect. See this star, right? This type of effect, this one glowing effect. Then one more effect is there, volume effect. As I told you, see this one, whenever you are enter in a empty room, the lighting shadow will be visible to you due to that dusting effect, right? So this effect is known as a volume effect of the light. This actually light shadow, entire light shadow is visible, right? Like this. So this kind of effects also you can generate. And let me open one more model. Actually I have, I don't want to save this. So here we have a model, right, with a background sky effect. That sky actually I have scaled it up. So if you want to scale it down, you can. It is from actually material. Here it is that map we have. So I'm going to scale it down to the 2 and 2. So that image will be quite big. Only 2 copies we have, but it is not fine enough for me. So let me add at least 4 copies over here. So we have a sufficient size, 4 and 4. But whenever we are going to render our model, make sure that this type of corner is not going to come in our render output. And you can set your model like this and you can render it. Press Shift Q and you will get the output. But there are so many tiny objects, and this is just a draft quality output. Okay, this is not a HD image. Also you can set some human figures, some populations over here. Also you can do your interior workout, clothing, curtain systems and tables also. For example, let me show you if it is happens. So I'm going to close this render. Let me add one car. So I'm going to insert, import, merge, and this BMW 7, open it. And where is that? It is here. Press W and take it all the way on the road. Actually, I don't want to place it on the road. I want to place it on the side of this house. Okay. And what I want to do, I want to cover this car with a cloth, right? So it will be a very difficult task, but let me try if my system supports that. Otherwise, it will going to hang. Okay. So here I am going to create one rectangle this much, right? Or I don't want this much rectangle. Let me keep it small. Small cloth I want to place. Okay. Fine. Take it a bit up. And now, first of all, in the orthographic view mode, and I'm going to convert it into garment maker. Turn on this edges. So actually this density is visible. Let me increase that. 0.3, 0.5. This is I think too much. Because this much is enough. Now I'm going to convert it into cloth. So now it is cloth. Turn off this and go to the object property. Go to the add object and I want to add, where is our BMW? Here, add it. This is my collision object and this rectangle is a cloth. Hit OK. Deselect everything. Select it again and make sure you have a same selection. This becomes again inactive. Okay, deselect again select it, go to the object property and now it is collision and this is cloth. Okay, and now I'm going to simulate it. It may going to hang. No, it is actually working smoothly. So like this, this cloth is actually going to cover my car, right? So I hope the you get the exact idea. We need to fix something for this actually. This side glass, it is actually not detected due to the density. So for that we need to increase the density. See over here it is detected, but on this side it is not detected, right? So this is our actually cover. We can actually cover entire car also, but I just want to cover only that much. So there are so many amazing things we have in the 3ds max, but it takes some time. So I hope you all enjoyed this session and you get some new ideas uh, with this software, and some new applications also are there in your mind, right? Pratham, I don't know about niche. What is niche? Wall niche. I don't have idea. Right. Okay, no problem. So now, if just give me enlarge message over there in the WhatsApp group that what exactly you are talking about, because I'm not getting this word is new for me. Wall niche. So just ask me your questions in our WhatsApp group. I will give you answer over there. Right, whatever your questions exactly, I'm not understanding right now. So give me with some example over there. Right. So how was this session? I hope you enjoyed this session. Okay, thank you, Tanish. And there will be a review form over there, right? In the our WhatsApp group. So please fill up that. And again, I am repeating, this is a quite lengthy software. There are so many things that we want to discuss yet, right? That raining effect, snow effect, fire animation, also camera and animation. We just discuss about some modeling task and some material effects in this demonstration program. That's it. There are so many things that I show you. The lighting, lens effects, and volume effects are there. Sunlights are there, and also we have some V-Ray materials, V-Ray lighting, and V-Ray textures. Right. So if you want to join this class, you can. Right. See you then at the training, and please share your review to us. And one more thing, it's a really great thing to learn from the home. It's a very comfortable to you all that learning from home. There are no travel expenses are there, right? You can you enjoy your meal and your breakfast also while the session. Nobody is going to tell you something, right? Just enjoy and learn this thing will be very helpful in your future. See you then. Bye.